This stump was too big for a tractor. In fact, it was, well, the location of it was too challenging for my skid steer with my big old stump bucket on there too. And so this is what it looked like when we got that thing dug out of there. That was a nice moment. But there's a retaining wall along the side of the house. There's a little pathway between the retaining wall and the house that you can't see. But that whole side was not accessible. There's a big tree to the right of the Mini X there. And so we start out trying to use the skid steer, and just you couldn't get enough angle on it because of the restrictions around the stump. You can see the change in weather there. That was a nice fall day, and then well, now we've had snow several days in a row. But just couldn't get. This would have worked great, and I've taken out quite a few stumps with our Mega Wrecker, but just couldn't get to enough sides of this stump. And this is a big old stump. It's a tree that had been cut down, and we kind of notched off and cut off and pushed off all of the saplings that have been growing back out of there. But an old tree that was still alive, and well, it took a minute. I started out with a 24-inch bucket, which in hindsight was a mistake. It made too big of a hole around there, and the reach on the arm of the Mini X just wasn't far enough. I couldn't get close enough to really adequately get to all sides of the stump. Should have used the 12-inch bucket from the beginning, so that's my mistake there. But man, this sucker was just in there for a little while. I felt like it was concreted in. It just didn't want to move. That's a Yanmar VO50 is the model number. First time I've used that in a couple of years. Worked really well. Just took a little bit to get used to the controls again, and then we moved that stump with our big old double jaw grapple on our John Deere 333G. That was a heavy stump. Tried to knock some dirt out of it and make it a little bit easier to move, but it wasn't near the tipping load, but you could feel it picking it up. There's no doubt about it. Well, thanks for watching. If you like our channel, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next one.